In this lesson, we will create our primary pelvic limb controls. For our main leg control, we can use a triangle spline. Then we could use a diamond-shaped spline for our knee swivel. So let's go ahead and get started. We're just designing the controls, and then later, once they're all created, we can go ahead and hook them all up. So I'll go ahead and head over to the Create panel. We'll create a line shape. Let's go ahead and check our snap settings. We'll have it set to grid points. I'll uncheck vertex snap. And we will create our triangle. You can also make sure that thickness is enabled from the Modify panel. Okay, so next I'll go ahead and quick align this to the left hoof. And then we can start to reshape this so that the hoof fits inside of this shape. So we could always go to our vertex sub-object level, go to our scale tool, make sure the scale is set to center. Start to bring this out a little bit more. And then we can go to our move tool and bring the bottom points back. And I'll check this in shaded mode. Okay, so this looks pretty good. All right, great. So next we can go ahead and choose the blue color for this object. I'll just use a pure blue. And I'll go ahead and rename this to CSL pelvic limb 01. Great, it is a control, so let's go ahead and add that to the controls layer. And now we can have this object linked to our global control. At that point, we can go in and clone this object for the right side. So I'll clone it as a copy. We'll rename it. That's going to be CSR pelvic limb 01. And now we can go ahead and quick snap it to the right hoof. All right, now as far as these pivots are concerned, we'll want the pivots to be right at the pivot of our pastern A bone. So with that said, grabbing the object, let's head over to our hierarchy panel. We'll go back to pivot, choose effect pivot only, and go ahead and quick snap to the bone object. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the opposite side. All right, great, just about finished. Let's go ahead and recolor the right side control to red. And now, since these already have been linked, we can go ahead and select both objects. Go ahead and reset them. And collapse them. Again, using the first choice modifier stack. And now they're cleaned up, so we are now ready to choose freeze transforms. Beautiful. All right, so those are our main leg controls. Let's go ahead and work on our knee controls. It's going to be done the same way. Let's go ahead and build them from our front view. So we'll go to our Create panel, create our line shape, and we'll snap to grid and draw out a diamond shape. Okay, so we could always rename it from here. That will be CSL knee 01. Let's go ahead and recolor the object to blue. Since it's a control, we'll add it to controls. And let's go ahead and move back over to our perspective view. So next I'll go ahead and quick align this to the metatarsal on the left side. Then if you'd like, feel free to adjust the shape, maybe scaling it down just a little bit more, not too necessary at all. Okay, great. So at this point, we can have it linked to our global control. We can now go ahead and clone the object. Rename this to CSR knee 01. Go ahead and quick snap that to the right side. Okay, beautiful. And then next, let's go ahead and select both of these objects and move them back. Okay, great. So that way, as we animate the leg, we can avoid flipping as the leg passes the swivel plane. Okay, beautiful. I'll go ahead and recolor the right side. So we can go ahead and take care of that. They should both already be linked to our global control, so we know at this step we can now go ahead and reset their X form. Go ahead and collapse the objects. And now we can freeze their transforms. Beautiful. So we have managed to take care of our main pelvic leg controls. So in the next lesson, we're ready to work on our jiggle control for the femur.